that we zoom out, and we're going to be zooming back in for another rivalry game. One of the best, honestly, to be quite honest with you. This was our morning show over on YT main game that we do kind of a little bit of a red zone setup. We did 16 other games besides this one in terms of putting up some nice highlights and things over there. But this game ended up being 16-13. Iowa State wins. They break that home losing back and forth streak for the Cyhawk Trophy between these two programs. And it did not disappoint. It was as expected. It was a special teams fest. Some muff punts that cost either team field position. I thought Matt Campbell did an excellent job in preparing his team in key moments. And Kurt France just could not get anything going for his offense in general. When you only have 54 yards the week before passing, and you only kind of add what I think it was like 29 more yards this week. Yeah, the Iowa was definitely not going to be winning, regardless of how physical they were going to be playing. Our big question: how low of a score was this game going to be? It was predicted to be 41.5. It ended up being, I think, in total, what is that? 16-13. Was that add up to 29 points? So well off of that. The year before it was 20-19, which kind of give us like an indicator, like, yeah, this is definitely going to be a low scoring game. It usually is never an offensive affair. But you guys, the Hawkeye running game was not, again, enough. They could not be physical with this Iowa State team that brought it. They created a lot of third and long scenarios. Basically, yeah, they outgained Iowa State on the ground. It was 131 for the Hawkeyes. The Cyclones only had 104. But what really mattered was setting up Gronowski in third and long scenarios where he had to pass the ball, and then later on had to pass it to try to win this game. And that's the ultimate thing that kind of won the Cyclones this one in Ames, is that their defense in, again, those key moments. And on top of that, Rocco Beck, he needed to just have a drive or two, and that's exactly what he needed to, again, put his team in winning position, and not have to do a drive where he had to make a comeback. It was mostly getting ahead, as they did with a lot of field goals. Conradi, probably one of the best kickers in college football, delivered today, or at least on that day. How many points did he end up getting? 9 points just for field goals, an extra point as well. So that was 10 out of that 16. It's all they needed. Again, that like I said, that's exactly what I said. Rocco Beck just needed to have one or two drives, not a crazy stat line. He went 18 for 25, only 134 yards. In the game against Kansas State, I think he only had 187. So he doesn't need to do anything special. He just needs to have those one or two big drives to get a touchdown or set up some field goals, which he did quite a bit. And that's the reason why Iowa State ended up also winning this game, putting the Hawkeyes in third and long scenarios and allowing Rocco Beck to just take some shots down the field that didn't work out in some drives. But then again, special teams was huge. If I'm not mistaken, their touchdown drive for Iowa State, I'm trying to look for that touchdown for them. If I'm not mistaken, it was off of a muff punt. If not, that punt ended up being a field goal. So special teams, 1% part of the game, sometimes bites you in the ass, and it becomes the 100% thing of why you lost as well. One also thing I wanted to mention was the tight ends for Iowa State. Those were the guys I was saying going to be the difference in getting mismatches. Brahmer was the guy that got the touchdown in the red zone. That was a mismatch that Rocco Beck found and got them that crucial touchdown to, again, hold on to that lead throughout this game. Gabe Burkle was another guy, and I think it was a third and short situation. Similar play what they had in Dublin, Ireland, where the defense bit. Rocco Beck throws it over the top of the defense. No one besides, I think, the safety there to get Burkle, to prevent him from scoring a touchdown, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, things like that is again why the Cyclone team is going to be really, really good. This game sets up a lot down the line in what we were kind of predicting in terms of big games in the Big 12 and then big games in conference play overall throughout everything going on in the country. The game against Arizona State is still going to be big, even though the Sun Devils lost. The game against BYU going to be just as big as well. And then I think, no, they don't play Utah, if I'm not mistaken, this year. So they kind of have those two biggies, obviously getting the job done with everything else in that conference. And Iowa State could be getting themselves in pole position to get another chance, another crack at that Big 12 title there in Arlington. But again, Iowa State wins 13-16. Matt Campbell gets 2 in a row, and the Cy-Hawk Trophy comes back home to Ames, and Iowa, the States, will be Cyclone Cardinal.